appreciate you. It's morning. It's morning, it's morning, it's morning. It is Tuesday, August 7th, 2018. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning, 82 degrees, in beautiful Fort Worth, Texas. And I am grateful. I am grateful that I am here yet again, because it is not guaranteed. I am grateful that God saw fit to leave me here on this side, and that assures me that my purpose is not yet fulfilled. I still have work to do, and I must be about my Father's business. So I pray that today is a day of purpose, that I have a wonderful time walking in that purpose today. And that you do as well. Now, yesterday, I think that I said that I was prepared for whatever adventure came about. Well, honey, today I ain't saying that, because yesterday at work was, I won't say necessarily adventurous, but it was quite curious. I mean, there were attitudes walking around the office all day long. Mine was not included. Thank God for that. But yeah, there were attitudes all day long yesterday. And that just makes life sometimes difficult to deal with in the workplace when half of the staff is in full-blown attitude mode. But in addition to that, I had to take the husband to the ER. He had to leave work, and I had to take him to the ER because he just wasn't feeling well. He had been feeling well for a couple of days, and I just want to, what's going on? I guess I am doing more than the speed limit, huh? He hadn't been feeling well for a couple of days, and I suspected that it was his sugar, that his sugar levels were up, his glucose levels. And sure enough, when we got to the ER last night, they did all the blood work that they're supposed to do. Wow. They did the blood work they were supposed to do, and determined, as they do, I would say half the time that we have to go, that his sugar levels were high and that he was dehydrated. And he's like, well, I don't understand how I'm dehydrated. It's all the stuff I've been drinking. I drink plenty of this, and this. And he, quite honestly, listed them off in the amounts that he's been drinking them in the last few days. I don't think he realized he had done that, but he had. And I said, well, you have to remember that even though you want flavor means sugar for you. So you have to drink water. And if you have to have flavor, then you've got to have the sugar-free flavor things, like Crystal Light or something like that. So I guess I've got to go purchase some of those, but I'm not doing it until this weekend, because I'm trying to stay on track with my envelope system. So we did get into a little bit of a heated discussion because he felt like I was not hearing what he was saying, and that the staff at the hospital were not hearing what he was saying, was not hearing what he was saying. And I had to stress to him that, you know, we're not there to make him feel worse. Our job, all right, sweetie. No, I didn't do something. Our job is to make him feel better, not worse. So there are things that he couldn't do. Like, he wanted to eat, he was hungry, and I understand that. I was hungry too, but his hunger is a little bit different. And he wanted to eat, but he couldn't because his sugar levels were high, so they weren't going to allow him any food while he was there. And thankfully, after an insulin shot, a dose of insulin and some fluids, his glucose levels went down drastically. But they still weren't going to let him eat, so we ended up going to the Waffle House so that he could eat. Which wasn't the best choice, but it was the most, at the time, convenient choice. And it did take funds out of my allowance, which I had not planned on taking out of my allowance. So I didn't mess with the envelopes. I only messed with my spending money that I can spend however I choose to. It just wasn't that. I just did not plan on spending it there. I had to get gas. I have to do for work after. So that was an adventure because he left work. He called me earlier and said he just didn't feel well. He felt worse, which I knew because he didn't look well. But I can't, and this is something that we as mature adults have to understand that we are not capable of doing. We are not capable, unless it is by force, with gun or some other weapon, make another adult do something that they don't think is important. And me telling him to take his medicines the way he's supposed to take them is one thing. Him actually listening to me and taking them is something totally different. He had not taken his medicines all weekend, which he needed to do. Which he absolutely needed to do. And then on top of him not taking his medicines, he drank a gallon of orange juice. So what was already off kilter, he ultimately made worse because he was thirsty and wanted flavor. So he wanted orange juice, and he drank a gallon of orange juice. And when I say a gallon, I mean he drank this stuff like we bought it Saturday, because we bought it before I went to work. And by the time I came home from work, more than half the gallon was gone. By the time I got up the next morning, no, by the end of the day, I won't say the next morning, by the end of the day, it was gone. And I was like, dude, this is not good. He said, I was thirsty. Okay. You were thirsty. And then we ended up in the ER because the sugar levels were too high. They were almost 400. So yeah, that was an adventure. And then my youngest called me. And I don't want to park right here. My youngest called me in tears. And I've got to call back to check on how she is doing And one day I will explain the quotation marks. But some of you with intelligence and full understanding will understand what I mean. I don't mean to say that you're not intelligent if you don't understand. That's not what I'm implying. But that's a whole different topic. But yeah, I have to call and check on the child because she and the boyfriend broke up, and the boyfriend told her to come get her things. So that was a discussion over a late dinner in the Waffle House. Yeah, that was interesting. And basically, I know I was supposed to have been lighter and nicer and more understanding, but again, you can't make an adult do what you believe is the right thing to do outside of force with a gun or some other weapon. And I've been telling this child for months that this relationship was toxic and abusive and needed to end, and this child would not end it. Would not end it. Believed that it was worth saving, and it really wasn't. All of the signs were there that it was not worth saving, and she kept trying and kept trying and kept trying. And the guy had been telling her, over the last year in several different ways that that's not the relationship that he wanted. And my child refused to hear those things. Heard them, but refused to digest them. Just kept looking at them as negative energy. Well, it's not negative energy. It's this man telling you he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. And instead of him just saying, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, he would say other things or do other things or pick fights to try to end it. And it finally came to a head last night and ended. So now I got to check on the child today to see how she's doing. So yeah, I did have my adventure. So I won't say that again today. But it is 6:53. I am at work. So with this, I will say peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose and know that I appreciate you. Have an amazing rest of the day.